Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I just have to check and make sure I don't have something playing in the background. I probably do. I was watching a documentary. How are you all? Good to see you, Sean, DJ Andrew, Lindy, Utah, Sean again. Who else do we have? Marilyn Landis. How are you? Rachel. STL cards. Hey guys, how are you? I thought I'd come hang out with you while everyone's watching Trump and Kamala Harris have a fight about who can do the most whataboutism, because that's what's going on. I watched like 5 minutes of it and they're like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And then they go to the next side and that person's like, well, what about this? And it's like, answer the damn question. Has anyone answered a question all night? It feels like no. It feels like neither of them have actually answered the question given to them. It sounds like they've just gone off on tangents about other political issues. So if you're bored of that, come hang out with me. And yeah, it's almost over. Thank the Lord. Yeah, Leisha, how are you? And we'll talk about this. Actually, Sean sent me this, and I want to show it to you because if there's one thing I hate in life, if there's just one thing I hate in life, it's this, and it is government overreach and people acting out of their position or just doing a shitty job. So I want to show you this because we were talking about it last night and then Sean sent me the video. So we're going to watch a little bit of it. We're not going to watch it all. We'll just watch some and then we'll talk about it. It's a Tyreek Hill video from him being arrested before the Dolphins game from Miami-Dade County in Florida. So courtesy of the Miami Herald. There you go. They pull him over. And they go up to his really nice sports car. It's a hell of a car.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Or what? Why do you have it up? Hey, keep your window down.
All right, this bit here, Tyreek Hill, is being an asshole. He really is. He's being a massive dick, and he's not doing the right thing. Let's just be honest. Winding the window up, winding it down, telling the guy to get off his car. You know, it's going to get the cops offside, but it changes, and the cops react to it, and they take what I would say is probably the wrong decision in a second. And I think they played right into what he wanted, really. Him acting up like this, it just says to me like he wants a bit of a disagreement, and they sort of buy into it.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of Dallas you understand? Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting up, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting up.
You understand? Not for you, what? But when we tell you, you're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is good.
Hey, Drew, hey.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
Bro, y'all.
Don't move.
Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
Set him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro. Oh, no, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we
Bro, chill, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, Joe New, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing nothing. What am I doing that's wrong?
Hey, listen.
He keeps repeating call Drew. I think that's probably his agent or somebody that works for the Dolphins. I don't know. There's probably many people called Drew, but the one I know works for an agency, works for, player agency. But you see him calling out. He even tells them, hey, I've just had surgery on my knee, stop being so rough. These cops, like, where's, I get he was being a dick earlier, but aren't you guys supposed to be the ones that are the professionals here? Like, what's with being a massive, like, walking around like you're some sort of gang? I don't really understand that, and all the attitude, and you'll do what we say, and, all this, like, talk that they're talking. Sean says, yeah, he was speeding. Hand him the effing ticket then and piss off. I mean, none of this had to happen.
Listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big man. Don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the car.
Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Right up the side, on the side of the
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket. Hey,
I'm
in
not
the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car.
All right, move.
I'll take that.
You gotta move right now. Let me have your license. You get a ticket too.
I'm coming.
Let me have your license. You get a ticket. Let me have your license.
I'm leaving.
I'm not playing. Let me have your license. Your license right now.
What's going on?
Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Hey,
You're not gonna give me your license?
I'm leaving.
Let me have your license. Your license right now. Hey, your license right now. Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now. Your license right now. You're dealing with me now. Your license right now. We're not playing this game here, man.
What's my name go, man? My license in my bag. Let me get
All right, go get your license.
Get my bag. Close the door.
I'm gonna leave it there. There's not much more that happens. They talk a bit more, and then I don't know what happens here, but the camera jumps to this point, and then someone here. I don't know if this is the person they were trying to contact, but they finally get him out of the cuffs, and I don't know, cooler heads prevail. But a whole bunch of people turned up. I don't know if they're from the Dolphins. I don't know if they're his agent. I don't know if they're more cops, but a whole bunch of other people turned up, and everything started to chill out. So, and then they got him out of the cuffs but I don't know. I just think that whole interaction just never needed to happen. If it's a traffic offense, hand him the ticket and piss off. Like, it's a $300 fine and a few points or whatever. Take his license, do whatever. Really annoying. Sean says, wow, suicide doors. Yeah, I don't know what kind of car that is, but I mean, if you've watched his channel for long enough, I've sided with the cops on 1,000,001 different other cases, but I don't like when they do shit like this. There's another video where they show the cop hitting him. It's not in this one, but maybe I can find it. They show them like hitting him at one point on the side of the road. It was filmed. I think it was filmed from those guys that were in the other vehicle. Let's see if I can find it. It looked like it was on from like a TikTok video or something. Nah, I can't find it off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, I get why, like, Tyreek Hill is the last person in the world I would ever defend for anything, ever. But government overreach and people just taking their job far too far. gets me every time. The cop was suspended during the investigation. They're doing a internal investigation right now. Tyreek Hill's attorney released a statement earlier today through the NFL media, which I can show you. Oh, actually, yeah. So there was a lot of calls for them to be fired. I agree. The over aggressiveness is just, and I get it. Cops face risks every day. Like traffic stops can be like one of the worst things in the world, but I really, really doubt right near the stadium on the way to the game that they didn't realize who Tyreek Hill is. And sure, that shouldn't buy you any credit or anything, but they probably should have realized, hey, he's probably going to be playing in about an hour down at Hard Rock Stadium or wherever they were. And, he's a pretty recognizable guy. Sure, you could bill him the $300 and he'll pay it. It says here, the Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is calling for a Miami-Dade police officer to be fired following a now viral incident Sunday in which Hill was pulled from his vehicle during a traffic stop. They said his attorney released a statement on Hill's behalf on Tuesday night, demanding the immediate termination of the escalating officer who was placed on admin leave as a result of Sunday's incident. That's a pretty common thing. They do that anytime there's some sort of conflict of interest or investigation with one of their people. They'll just put you on leave until it's over. They said each action that a law enforcement official take is governed by a standard operating procedure. We are of the opinion that the officer's use of force was excessive, escalating, and reckless. We are demanding that the officer be terminated effective immediately. The officer, who has since been identified as a 27-year veteran called Danny Torres, was one of several officers present when Hill was pulled over for speeding roughly 3 hours before the Dolphins season opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The police union that works with the Miami-Dade PD released a statement Monday saying Hill was uncooperative with the responding officers, leading to the escalation of the situation. Well, I don't know how much the video was edited, but at least in the copy that they have received, it goes from 0 to 100 in about 20 seconds. Now, if that's the patience that you have, maybe you're in the wrong job. If you can't wait 20 seconds to de-escalate a situation, maybe you've been doing the job for too long. I've had more patience getting a burger from McDonald's when they've taken 15.5 minutes to get a Big Mac and fries. I mean, this is just a traffic stop. It's supposed to be, you have 4 other officers. You're completely overmanned. Like while he might have a weapon, that's true. You have the power advantage. You got like 3 or 4 other officers with you. You're okay. Yeah, and like I said, he's the last person I would ever defend is Tyreek Hill. He has a really checkered history, especially to do with some allegations from a few years ago. And he's not the first person I would want to jump on my own YouTube channel and defend. But at the same time, I think it's pretty clear what happened. Yes, he was being a dick at the start. 100%, you can't get away from that. He was like window up, window down, window up, window down, get off my car. I mean, he was not being very super cooperative, but if it's just a speeding infraction, check his friggin' license, check his plates. Guys, hold on. All right, sorry. Interruption in the middle of the day. Burnt Popcorn says I bought a Mega Millions ticket over 800 million. If you win, I wanna see that super chat in here. That'll be amazing. It'll be like the biggest one we've ever got. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, buy yourself a penthouse somewhere and pay off all your medical, student loans, buy stuff for your family, whatever. Spend it all on you. Rachel says that just seemed to escalate way too quickly. Yeah, it went from like that. It was like straight up. Yeah, burnt popcorn. We hope you win. Burnt popcorn, not the other one with the C word. That's not the right one. I hope you win then. Hope you win. I'm praying for you. Okay. So I wanted to show you that because that's been going through the NFL world in the last 24 hours, and I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think they both were in the wrong at different points in the you know the traffic stop. But at the same time, only one of them gets paid to do the job. The other person is literally a member of the public, and they're not held to the same standards that someone employed by the county or whatever is. And that's the difference here, unfortunately. I try and back the cops where I can every time because they have a hard job, but not this time. It just seems stupid. He was calling for backup instead of doing what the cop asked. Anyone could have turned up if he was a gangster. Yeah, man. He's going to call the entire Dolphins front line. The entire D line is going to come and help him. He could have, but like I said, it was a couple hours before the game. I think he's pretty recognizable. Bet you all those guys are Dolphin supporters, or probably most of them. STL card said, "Go Niners, go Niners." That's right, go Niners. We won last night, Monday Night Football. Shelley says it's because he's black. Could be. There's a lot of poor policing in America due to racism, and we've seen it play out over the last, if I give you a year, people will say it's not long enough. So whatever year you want to say, but we've seen some pretty heavy events in the last 5 years that should tell us all that it is a problem. Rachel said, and the cops should be used to dealing with arrogant players. De-escalating is his job. Right. I fully agree that he's not easy to deal with, and he's being a massive. There's another word I'd like to use that starts with a W at the start. But at the same time, once he's out of the thing and all that, he's fine. You've got him cuffed. There's no need to throw him around. And there's another video where they punch him. They smack him in the face. Let me see if I can find that. Is it this one? There's a dude filming from like across the road. It might be this one. Yeah, here. I'm gonna have to pause the music because they got music going in the background of it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to scrub through it. Right there. Like, what's that all about? What's this all about? Why wasn't that in the video we just watched? Where did that disappear to? What's with the kicking or the hitting or whatever he's doing? Why was that not in the final version? That's not cool, and no wonder you're on admin leave. Maybe he had money on the game. Moonshadow said being a cop is hard. You have different rules for... Yeah, it is a mess. I agree. The black car, it was his teammates, was it? Was it Terran Aaron? I have no idea. It could be. I believe he was asking for Drew though. Wait, hold on. Let me check something. All right, I just checked. his agent is Drew Rosenhaus, so I knew that. That's why I kept saying it's his agent. That's who he's asking for. He's asking for his agent. Right, I knew that because his agent is actually the same agent for some of our players. Drew's worked with Jimmy G, I think. He did Jimmy G's contract on the 49ers a few years ago. So, yeah, it is Drew. So I think that's who shows up later. It is Drew. Or Drew's on the phone, or I have no idea. There he is. From Rosenhaus Sports. That's his org. Moonshadow said, if you are respectful, they will be too. I think once you're in the cuffs, though, what can you do to them? They now have the power advantage, so. STL Card says Hill was arrogant when he played with the Chiefs. Like I said, he's not the first guy I want to go on my show and defend. At all. Ever. Angela says the guy in the car is a player. Yeah. Just cooperative. It's very simple. I'm not a black person. As you can see, I'm as white as a sheet of paper, and I have no idea what it's like to deal with police being a person of color. So I can't really comment, except to say I can only go off what I see in the video. And what I see in the video is a cop escalate a situation far too quickly. And then once the guy is on the ground and cuffed, proceed to lay into him. Doesn't matter what he says. He can call you the worst names in the world. He's in a set of cuffs. Not much you can do about it. He's not gonna beat you, is he? The guy that pulled up was black. A couple of them were. Yeah, could have been. But at the same time, he's not the one that gets paid to do a job either, though. Lindy says, had he not been an asshole in the first place, it would not have happened. True. I mean, like I said, I don't think he was doing the right thing at the start. I think he was deliberately being an absolute pain in the ass and very, very arrogant to just be like, get off my car. But I think the stuff that happened later, that shouldn't have happened. You can't just be like, oh, let me do whatever I feel like because I'm a cop. Let me just lay into someone because I want to. What does it say here? Tyreek and Deshaun Hill. Is this his charging document? Citations. Okay. I can't actually read it. What does it say? Let me download it into my viewer. Ah, yeah, thanks for that. Let me do it like this. All right. I can't actually read it, I don't think. So it won't come up for me. Let me see if it's here. There we go. No, it comes up not correctly for me. Hold on. Open this in a new window. All right, there we go. So Miami-Dade, there's his name. Whatever this is. What do you get charged with? $179. $179. Penalty, $179. That's a ton of money. Sure, he's going to be devastated over that. What's the other one? Same thing, $129. So all up, what do you get done with? It was like 179, so like $300. Like I said, I guessed that before. I was like, it's like $300, but yeah, you got done with $300. So there you go. Sean says it's a problem is who wants the job of policing? Hey, Lynn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I find it hard to talk on the issue of what it's like to be, again, a person of color that gets attacked by a police officer no matter what I was doing because I don't know what it's like to live every day under that, whatever. Bye. See you later. I'll see you tonight. Have fun. See ya. All right, we're back. We're alone. Now we can start the show again. No, I'm just kidding. It might be about points on his license too. Did it say did they issue points? Does it say here? It's so hard to read. Let's see. Did they issue any I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know how to read an American fine. If you give me an Aussie one, I could tell you, because they tell you how many points. No idea. All I know is that he got done for about $300. They said high rate of speed, visual estimation, 60 miles per hour, no seatbelt, high traffic of pedestrians and vehicles in the area. That's what that one says. The other one says, again, high rate of speed, visual estimation, around 60 miles per hour, no seatbelt, heavy traffic pedestrian. Yeah, okay. So they're just saying that he got done with. How do you get done with two different penalty notices, but one is for 130 and one is for 170 or 179, but they're the same offense? Maybe one is I don't know, misdemeanor, one is a felony. No idea. No idea how that works. There you go. There's some photos. You guys aren't on that page. There you go. Photos from the screen capture. Apparently, here we go. There's his car on the right there. Oh my god, he was going so fast. Oh my lord. He was speeding for sure. And there's the initial encounter. Then they catch up to him and tell him to pull his ass over.
How's your speeding? Go forward.
Alright, there we go. And there's Tyreek here.
Right now, so I've been trying to figure that out too. Man. Right now, I'm still trying to put it all together. So I'm not gonna give you a version that I still don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say, I do want to be able to use this platform to say, like, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? Like, worst case scenario, because it's crazy. Like, I want to be a cop one day. I got a state trooper hat, all that, so I got a lot of respect for cops, man. But obviously, you know, everybody has bad apples in every situation, So um, I I want to be able to, use this platform, to figure out to figure out a way to like flip this and make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami Dade, so that way we can team together and do something positive for the community because that's what it's all about, bro. Like, you guys are here to like protect us as individuals, and I have a platform and I want to be able to team up with you guys. So that's all I gotta say. So I have no idea for real. No idea. No idea, man. It's crazy. No idea. It wasn't disrespectful, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss.
Tyreek, we just saw you on the video being very arrogant to the to the police officer. You can't then go into an NFL press conference and be like, "Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I was the sweetest guy on earth." Buddy, you gotta at least you gotta at least admit to what you did. I mean, that video was gonna come out. You can't just be sitting there like, "My mama didn't raise no disrespectful person."
Didn't do none of that. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
I guess the police officer was put on administrative leave where you were at.
Nah, I wasn't. That should tell you everything you need to know. Then, you feel me? Should tell you everything you need to know. So,
No, it's pretty common. Anytime there's a police investigation, into any sort of its members. They will put them on administrative leave a lot of the time. It's so they can't interfere in the investigation, or they can't sort of tap into it within the office of being there around other people that might be, looking into it or whatever. They can't influence anything. So I don't think it tells us anything, but okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about that situation. Um, I'm just glad that my teammates were there to like support me in that situation because I felt alone, And when they showed up, um, it made like it made me realize that we got a good team this year, dog. For them to like for them to.
All right. Thanks, Tyreek. Thanks for switching to how good the Dolphins are going to be this year. I hear Morning says maybe he needs a drug test if he can't remember what he did. Did he get done for drugs at one point in the NFL? Did he get suspended for a drug? Hold on. So if we go over here, I can show you some. So this is Tyreek here, and it says here in college he was done with domestic assault on a girlfriend who was 8 weeks pregnant with his child. Told police an argument late on the night of December 12th, 2014 escalated to physical violence. His girlfriend at the time said she was choked and punched in the stomach and face and was still in pain in her stomach and was concerned about the baby. He spent the night in jail and on the next day was charged with felony domestic assault and battery by strangulation. That day, the Oklahoma State University, I'm guessing OSU, announced it had dismissed Hill from football and track programs. OSU does not tolerate domestic abuse or violence, the school said in a statement. He initially pled not guilty in August of that year, represented by a new defense attorney, after reportedly failing to meet monetary obligations with Cheryl Ramsey. Hill pleaded guilty to the charges and, thanks to a plea agreement with the DA's office, received 3 years on probation. They said the plea agreement was eventually reached thanks in part to Hill's voluntary efforts, along with more than $1,000 in fines and court costs, a DNA sample, 2 years of state supervision, and proof of employment or student status. Hill's probation requires he completes an anger management course and 52 weeks batterers intervention program. Then in 2015, West Alabama allowed him to join the football team. He played only one season for the Tigers before entering the 2016 NFL draft. His girlfriend, I don't know if they're still together or not, eventually gave birth to his son. I think they're separated. A few years ago, there was a whole thing to do with them. There was an investigation in Kansas City, Missouri, to do with the son, the girlfriend, and him. Something to do with the child had sustained injuries at some point, and there was a DCF investigation. I don't exactly know what happened with that. Yeah, down here. On March 15, the Kansas City Star reported Hill was under police investigation for battery involving him and his 3-year-old son, who had a broken arm. By this time, actually, the girlfriend, had become his fiance. The chief said they were aware of the situation, but allowed Hill to participate in the team's off-season program. That's back when he was with KC. And there was a whole bunch of audio here. What was the ending to this one? He was never disciplined under the NFL personal conduct policy. I don't think anything happened legally either. Don't think so. He had more assault allegations in Miami. He had a broken leg lawsuit. It was revealed Hill was facing a lawsuit from Instagram model Sophie Hall, who claims that the Dolphins receiver broke her leg while she was participating in a football drill at his mansion. Jeez. And then the detainment this weekend. So he's had a bit of a interesting Interesting backstory throughout his NFL and college career. Sean says, and he kept his contract. I think at the time when he was with KC, he did, but they ended up trading him in the off season to Miami. So he ended up taking off to Miami. That's how he got to Miami. Rachel says, I'm not saying it was handled correctly at all. Moonshadow says, not a good character, not feeling sorry for him. Right, so now you understand why I said earlier, he's not the first person I'm going to jump on my channel and defend, because I've been following his career for a long time. But at the same time, I think, you know, while he wasn't being respectful, some of it looks really bad. Like that video where he looks like he gets belted or kicked at one point. Like, there's no need for that. He was already handcuffed and on the sidewalk, had no weapons on him. He wasn't in the vehicle anymore. Yeah. One of the officers says, "We're dark too, brother. We're people of color. Don't play like that special." Apparently in that video. I don't know if that means you're special, but Hill says, I don't know. This must be on the CNN this morning with his lawyer at one point. All right, we're going to leave it there. I just wanted to bring it to you because it's been everywhere. DJ says, is he required to open his window more? DJ says, I'm no lawyer, but from what I see, the question is, was that a lawful order to roll down the window more? It was partially open. Hey, if the officer can see into the vehicle, I would understand that maybe he doesn't have to. But if it's heavily tinted and he can't see if there's any weapons, I get why he would want it all the way down. I don't know. Wendy says he should have just showed his license. Not sure you have to roll your window all the way down. Interesting. I don't know. Here, the cops will break your window if you don't roll it down. You think I'm joking? I'm not. They will just pull their baton out and crack your window. The cops here don't play. Just like your cops seem to not mess around either. The cops here, wait, hold on. The cops here were actually modeled and trained after the New York police, the NYPD. I'm talking about where I live in my state. In my state, dating back about 25, 30 years ago, there was a huge issue in policing here, and they had a really bad reputation for shoot first, ask questions later, and they had killed a bunch of people, and there was a whole crapload of investigations. There was a whole bunch of corrupt people that were dealing with gangsters and all this type of stuff. So they had a real reputation problem. They ended up trying to flush all that out, and then they actually took a lot of their modeling from the NYPD. They even sent their representatives to the NYPD to get training. So a lot of our guys here are based on the New York police, so they don't mess around. They'll beat your ass. Sean said he said that to the other officers. No, it says here, Tyreek Hill, I'm just being a black man, that's it. I'm just being black in America in a nice car. And then the officer said, not to a different officer, but to Tyreek, we're dark too, brother. We're people of color. Don't play like that is special. So it was to Tyreek. Kiki says that was when we had real laws with real police. Wendy says they need to see your hands. Okay. What? Bloody Amazon. Hold on, guys. What's going on? Huh? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. Amazon's like, you need more money. Give us more money. Wendy R says, probably need to teach our kids how to get arrested so things don't go wrong. I think when you have like 145 million in the bank, your world's probably a little different. Not saying that you don't deal with racism or whatever, or bad policing or whatever, stuff like that. I'm just saying you probably don't give a crap about a speeding fine because it's literally not even worth your time to do anything with it. Moonshadow says, I don't think so. My experience with cops is comply and you're good. You not comply, you have consequences. True. Meltzer and Bell, criminal defense attorneys in Florida, says drivers are required to roll their windows when they are pulled over in order to ensure a smooth interaction with law enforcement. He did have it rolled down, but do you have to, I think what DJ was asking is, do you have to take it all the way down, or is it open enough just to hand a license through good enough? Yay! Nancy says the debate is over now. Let's all be thankful for that. The window was open about 4 to 6 inches already. Agreed. The tint was too dark, so they couldn't see through it. Yeah. Wait. You mean he couldn't see what Tyreek was doing, or he could? You got to spell better, my friend. You make yourself sound like a hypocrite. Says here the tint. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, he could not see what Tyreek was doing. Gotcha. That's the only reason I could see why they would demand that, is because they need to be able to see if you got a weapon, a gun. You got like you can get those gun holsters that go in the glove box where you could get a weapon in 1 second. So I get it. All right, that's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I brought it to you. That's it. Let's move on. Everyone can stop being mad. Okay. All right, I'll talk about the thing in the title in a second, but I have a third thing I want to talk about very, very quickly. I am currently working on a part 3 for the Barry and Honey videos that I've done in the past. I'm writing it right now. So I'm writing it. I've got the research. I've got some new information, which will be very interesting to bring to you. And I'm trying to work on something else in relation to Barry and Honey, but I don't want to talk about it until I can get some more info, get some more insight into something. But I'm hoping that I'll do this video, and the other thing will the video will help the other thing a little bit, because I'll be able to use it in a way that'll help us. So that is coming. It'll be what day is it today? Wednesday. Be Friday night. Friday night will be part 3 of the Barry and Honey videos that I've done in the past, and this one should be really good. There is a whole bunch of new information, and I've been going over some of my old notes, things from some books that I have based on Barry and Honey, the Crave documentary. I'm just double checking some different facts between a book, the documentary, and the articles, plus some other research. So I'm just making sure we got everything. And you're going to get a part 3 that's going to delve a little deeper into, unfortunately, after we just spoke about that subject, policing and some other things too. Why did they initially count it as a murder / S word? What was their motivation behind that? How did that delay the investigation, and how that might have affected catching who did it? So look out for that on Friday. That's going to be a really long show. I suspect it's probably going to be. All right, we back? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if it's back on. Yeah, I don't know what happened just then. I caught it. I caught that the light was off, and I was like, "That's very strange." All right, we're back. So I don't know where I got up to, but yeah. So Friday night, it'll be a long show. I expect it to be about 2.5 hours, possibly even longer. I have some interesting stuff to show you. I have some documents to show you that I was able to get a hold of through a contact that I have in Canada. And yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. I like this one. This one's going to be a lot more scripted than the other two I did. The other two I did, I just showed you sort of from the beginning, but from different articles. This is going to be all my own writing and scripting the entire night. So there won't be a lot of me stopping and answering questions. It'll be a lot of me narrating things I'm showing you, sort of like a PowerPoint presentation, I guess. But it's my own words, my own writing. I'm not stealing from articles. I'm writing it myself. Right now, we're at like, yeah, I got some of it here. Over over 10,000 words right now. Might have to trim that a little bit. But yeah, it should be a good night. I can't wait to do that. And I want to thank Gambler. Gambler showed me the new update out of Canada and Kevin Donovan, and that update is very interesting. Although it only forms part of the show on Friday, but it is very interesting. So yeah, look for that. That'll be Friday night. I'll make a show for it early so you guys will know which one. It'll have a custom thumbnail that I'll make. All right. Let's go to Lancaster County. A man charged with R-word and stalking. So I was trying to find more about him a little earlier, but this only broke a couple of hours ago. His name is Chase Brumbach, 26, of Denver, says he R-worded a woman he knew on August 8th of this year, so not that long ago, about a month ago. According to a criminal complaint, his text response to the woman when she told him she'd be going to the police about the alleged SA was, "Okay, we can go down that rabbit hole if you want. If you were smart, you wouldn't." So is he threatening a witness? That's pretty terrible. The woman also said the man had been displaying behavior that caused her to fear for her safety. She told police she saw him multiple times on her street for no reason. Police said call logs show he contacted the victim more than 170 times between August 15 and 16. So only the next day, not not like a month, 24 hours. 170 times. That's like even if we broke that down into wait, how many minutes? 24 divided by 1. No, that doesn't work. 24 divided by 60. Okay. No. Wait, 60 times. So you're seeing Ping do math in real time times 24. All right, so it's 1,140 divided by 170. So like every 8.4 minutes, he contacted her. So yeah, around every 8 minutes of the day, could be longer than that. You know, people sleep, but on average, according to the statistics in one day, every 8 minutes he attempted to contact her or write her a text message or email her. Wendy says trying to intimidate her. Sounds like it. Can they also charge him with harassment? Let's see. What did they fully charge him with? Says here he's charged with intimidation and stalking her. So that is related to the phone calls and being on her street and stuff like that. And he's charged with that R word too. That we're not allowed to say anymore. Even though it's a legal definition of something. We're not allowed to say it. But, yeah, I'm trying to do we have a photo of him? We did. Hold on, I'll grab you a photo of this fella. Here he is, Mr. Brumbach, or Batch, or whatever his name is, and he is 26 years old, and he's already doing this to women, hurting them and annoying them. He looks a little interesting. What? I hate mornings. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I read that like that Danny Mitchell had been gifted a membership by someone else, and I was like, "Wait, what?" Danny's the one who has memberships, and he gives them to other people, and I was like, "Why would he then get a membership gifted?" I was like, "It's very odd." But no, okay, who got it? I hate mornings. Oh, that's very nice. Stalking is an understatement. It might be the only charge they had available due to the evidence. Yeah, that's his photo. A man in Lancaster County, Denver. Let's see what else we can find about this guy. Wow, there's actually a blog called Crime Watch PA. What is that? Is it a blog? No, it's police department. Chief of Police Stephen Savage. Okay. So the reason he's on here is because he's a sex offender? He is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay, thank you for that. Intimidation of a victim, F1, and stalking, M1. Okay. Chase Brumbach, or Brumbach. Said he was taken into custody on the 6th of September at approximately 1:20 in the afternoon. He was arraigned on the charges and remanded to the Lancaster County Prison in lieu of a 60 grand bond. They wanted $60,000 on bond. Wow. That is a pretty big bond for these type of charges. What is his case number? Reference ID. Okay. Let's see if we can find him. 202404959. No, I can't find anything. There you go. Oh, we get a map? What does that do? They're just like, here is a Google map of Denver. Where did it happen? Right here. In this street? No, but just somewhere around here. This is Denver. Great, thank you, police website. That really helps. Is that where the offense took place? No, but you know, we just wanted to show you where Denver is. It's a great function. Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, let's go back here. That's a very interesting functionality. Bailiff, Wacky's pineapple. Yeah, it's a lot of bond. 60 grand. Hey Catatonic, how are you? By the way, I want to thank my friend Betty C. Betty C, before we even went live tonight, somehow she remembered our normal show time at 9 p.m. and she sent in a donation. That is very sweet of her. And thank you, Betty. I very much appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Oh, Snapcrackle Pop is here. Hey, Kibby, how are you, my friend? Where's Snapcrackle? I can't find him. Oh no, here we go. It says, hey y'all. Alright, there you go. You learn about this freak. They'll deal with him. I'm glad that woman now doesn't have to worry too much about him. He's in jail. I don't think he has that kind of bond amount, and he's remanded into custody, so he won't be coming out anytime soon. All right. What else do we have on my list for today? Okay. All right, let's do this one. If it'll come up. That didn't work. Okay. All right, let's go to Yahoo then. Fine. You don't like Australians? Fine. Says Connecticut man charged with essay of an animal. What? How does that work? They said Farmington police have arrested a Connecticut man on several charges, including essay of an animal. His name is Jose Ramos Cordero, 65, of New Britain, is charged with essay of an animal, sexual contact, third-degree burglary, and disorderly conduct, according to police. The alleged incident occurred on Monday at Brookdale Gables, a senior living facility, according to Farmington Police Department. The department said officers were shown a video of a maintenance worker at the home. According to police, the worker allegedly was inside of a tenant's apartment while the residents were away. The video allegedly showed Ramos on the floor attempting to engage with the tenant's dog in a sexual manner, according to police. He is scheduled to appear in Hartford Superior Court on September 17. That is not cool. I'm going to play this one next because that popped up underneath, but let me see if I can find anything else about Mr. Ramos. Mr. Jose. Yeah. Hey, get out of here. They said an employee at a senior living facility in Farmington was allegedly caught attempting sexual contact with a resident's animal while they were away. Okay, so apparently he was arrested and charged with those crimes that I said before. He's been freed on a $10,000 bond, but is scheduled to appear next Monday, September 17, at the courthouse. So we'll find out more then. But that is bizarre. Mr. Jose, what are you doing? Why would you do that to a resident's animal? A dog, yeah. Don't ask. Did I get an emails about a French guy? Why are you seeing a French guy? I didn't hear anything about that. Don't ask, Ping. We had a horse stable shut down. Actually, I read a story out of the UK a while ago about a man who was breaking into a farm for like a long time to interfere with a cow. Was it a cow or a horse? And the owner kept hearing like the animal in the middle of the night and was like, what the hell? And in the morning, the animal was very disturbed and wasn't taking care of its like, babies and stuff. So they installed a camera and an alarm, a silent alarm. And the guy tried to do it again another week and the alarm went off and they raced out there and they caught this guy out there trying to, you know, do something with a animal. That was in the UK. Catatonic said that French case is horrific. We talked about the French case last week. We did quite a long segment on it. Hold on, let me check my emails. Da, 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 da. Trying to see what the big story out of this is. Okay. So we actually spoke about this last week. This is the Dominic P case, and her name is Giselle. He's also been charged with a murder in 1991, along with an attempted R word in 1999, both against real estate agents that were showing properties. He ended up killing one of them. The other one, she came to from whatever it was, ether that he tried to put on her face. She ended up being able to shake it off and got away from him before he could finish and kill her. But the first one wasn't so lucky. We told you about her last week. But here, what? Oh, that's horrible. They said Giselle P. spoke for the first time today at the trial of Dominic, her husband, and 50, well, ex-husband, 51 other men who are accused of violating her over almost a decade, and revealed she had been diagnosed with 4 STDs from her ordeal. They didn't name what they were, but she told the court she had been tested for HIV. I was diagnosed with 4 STDs at a medical forensic unit. Wow. It just shows you what kind of sick people are roaming around this world. Girls, ladies out there, are you single? Be careful. Be careful out there. This was like a older lady. While what happened to her is a crime, all the men that went to the house are just guys you would meet. They're not anything special. They're not, you know, heightened criminals or whatever. They're just guys that are dumb and doing crimes against other women. They're men that you might meet out there. Look what happened to her. That actually, she 72. Hold on. So she two. So almost 1 in 18 encounters gave her an STD. Something like 1 in 18 encounters that she unfortunately had to go through. Bloody Sean. Angela says, okay, I'm staying away from men. Moonshadow said, and the husband accused her, yeah, he tried to gaslight her by saying, who have you been sleeping with when I'm not here? Married 50 years to him, yep. Yeah, we went through the original details last week, and then I was trying to find out more information on the murder from 1991, and we did find out a little bit, but a lot of the details have been kept hidden. It won't be until he goes to trial in a French court that we'll know more about that girl. I think her name was, I want to say Sarah, but I'm probably wrong. Oh no, why did I say Sarah? It's Sophie. It's Sophie, not Sarah. Her name was Sophie, and she's the victim, 23-year-old real estate agent, 1991. So she was the murder he's been linked to. That was DNA evidence too. The one in 1999, that is Estella. Her name is Estella, and she was able to get away. She was able to shake off the ether and get away from him. He did. They actually said they actually have proof of that now. I know last week that there was some suggestion that the daughter, not the granddaughter, the daughter was worried that her dad had drugged her, and that on the dad's computer there was a file of the daughter naked. So he had naked photos of his daughter on his computer, and he had named it something very gross. Yeah, he had pictures of his daughter-in-law. Rachel says that's horrible, and on top of everything, they could have caused her some serious trouble with STDs. All those men need prison. I think the thing that shocked me was the justifications that a lot of these men tried to use in trying to make this go away. They were like, "Oh, well, she's obviously a piece of property. She's married to the man, right? And a man can do whatever he wants with his wife." What year are we in? Is this the 1800s? Are we back in the Middle Ages or something? Like, women are not property, and even if you are married to them, they have free will and free choice and are not property. They are human beings. You don't have any right over them. It's a communal relationship, not a ownership. Rachel says the man, yeah, he's deranged. 100%. Yeah, I knew a little bit more about it last week, but I didn't know whether, yeah, it hadn't gone in court yet. No one had verified it. But if they have now I can talk about it. Let me see if I can find the link you wanted me to. Yeah. Is it in this one? Haha, okay. So apparently, speaking in court today, or probably a few days ago, his daughter-in-law recalled a harrowing moment in 2020 when her daughters were propositioned by Dominic in a supermarket. She said when the girls asked their grandfather if he would buy them a toy, he responded, "I'd be very happy to get it for you if you pose naked for me." He also accused Dominique of taking naked pictures of her in the shower, which she said was a real shock to discover. His other daughter in law, Celine, also told the court, "There are photos of me naked in the bathroom. My father in law created a montage of photos of me." Here's one of them. She's 37 now. And that's his wife or ex-wife now, hopefully. I think that's one of the other daughters too. Here, after taking the stand, the daughter, Carolyn, who declared her father to be one of the worst sexual predators of the last 2 decades as she sobbed in the dock beside him. She told the court how she came to the sickening realization that her father had likely drugged her too, after police showed her photos of her lying unconscious on a bed in her mother's underwear. I told you that one last week. That one came out in court a little while ago. But that is very disturbing because how did a little girl, I'm guessing this happened when she was a little younger, how did a little girl get her mum's underwear on? Don't think she's playing dress up date night or anything. Like, I don't think that's a real thing. That is definitely, she has every right to be worried that she was taken advantage of as well. They said in emotive testimony, which saw her leave the courtroom in tears to compose herself, she described the moment her mother told her the truth of her father's crimes. She said, "I stand here as the child and daughter of the main accused and as a victim of unbearable atrocity." She said at 8:25 p.m. on the 2nd of November 2020, "My family changed. Before that, we were a united family. I loved my father. I knew him as a caring, considerate man who was an affectionate father without any hint of an inappropriate look or unwelcome touch. What hit was like a cataclysm. Then my mother called me to say there was a problem with my father. I imagined that he was in intensive care or he was dying." There's her there. There's Celine. But she tells me that my father's been drugging her for years so that strangers can R-word her in her own bed. She says she has seen photos of what happened to her and that the police want to show her videos of what happened. She said, "I totally lost my foundations. Fortunately, my husband was there and my 6-year-old son too. We took him away so that he did not hear his mother's screams. My mother was alone in the house where she had been defiled by so many strangers. We know that she is in danger that night, and I did not close my eyes that night, neither could my brothers. In the morning, I took my son to school, but I cannot tell him that he will never see his grandfather that he loves so much again. When we get to my mother's, we find her destroyed. The police investigator tells us he doesn't know how many men are involved, 30 or 50. My older brother David is stoic. My little brother Florian collapses. Going back to that house after what we heard was torture. The place where my son had loved to spend holidays with his grandpa, impossible. Then the police call me and tell me they have something to show me. He tells me to sit down. He has two photos to show me. The first photo is of a woman who is apparently sleeping, lying on her side with the light on. We can see her backside. The second photo, same position, same panties, same staging. I still don't recognize myself. Then the policeman says to me, "But it's definitely you with the brown spot on your cheek." I discover that my father photographed me without my knowledge. I understood immediately that it was me in those photos. I do not sleep like that, so I strongly believe that he drugged me. Throwing her head back in despair, she said she told the court, "I am not trying to undermine my father, but justice must be done." I don't even know what it would be like to get that phone call and say, "Hey, we just showed you all these things, what happened to your mom." Yeah, like, she must have known when that phone call came through, right? She knew that the police had called her mother and said, "Hey, we're gonna drop by tomorrow. We have photos and a video to show you." When she got the call the following day, she must have known that that meant they had photos of her. Like, why else would they call? I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how that works. Wendy says, "I'd be taking a DNA test. Is he really the father? So many men." Oh, so from what I understand, when him and Giselle first got together, they had the children pretty quickly, within a couple of years. I don't believe he was drugging her and videotaping her at that point. At that point, he was actually a prowler and I don't know what the word is. Like, he would go out and attack women. Or an R wordist, right? He would go out and attack women like the real estate women. He only started attacking his wife in the last 10 to 15 years, not when the children were born. That he was actually attacking women outside the home. They believe he could be responsible for a whole bunch of crimes all over France. Yeah, I'd still take the DNA test. I would. Pretty horrible, horrific case. I don't know what it would be like to be that family. I really don't. I, how do you move on? I mean, the mum is um very strong to be able to do this, to show her face like that, not hide behind the anonymity that the court was going to give her, and the fact she wanted to make sure that this guy's crimes were public, that the world knew what he did to her. She's a very, very courageous woman. Very. Imagine that. Imagine getting that phone call. What I just spoke to you, and then you decide, I want my name to be in every newspaper around the world with all the details of what happened to me. You tell me how you would react to that, because I think she has more strength than her husband ever knew. Ever knew. All right. All right. Let's see what I have for you. Okay. If people want to send in stories, that's fine. But you need to understand that if you send me something from Europe and I can't read it, then I may not do it. All right, hold on. I want to go back to this one. It's been a weird night. We've had a lot of this. What is going on in the world? Why do we have this type of stories every night? It's really disturbing.
Major arrests following a child sex assault case out of Bothell. Snohomish County deputies are releasing few details, but have said that the suspect in last week's assault is a 23-year-old Bothell man. That man is accused of breaking into a unit at the Bailey Farm apartment complex last Friday and attacking a child while they were sleeping. Deputies say the suspect and the child do not know one another. The suspect, who has not been publicly identified, will be booked into the Snohomish County Jail.
All right, let me see what I can find about this one. Get out of here. A burglary at a brothel and then arrested. Yeah, here. Bail set at $500,000. That's what they said he's bail at today. Here's a video from Fox News.
Facing justice after several days on the run today, the man accused of breaking into a home and sexually assaulting an 11-year-old was in court.
Yeah, it's just a shocking case. A Snohomish County judge set the suspect's bail at $500,000. So Fox 13's Frankie Thompson has more on why he was described in court as a substantial threat to the community.
The suspect in this case is Kevin Montoya. Snohomish County prosecutors say Montoya is a substantial threat because he has a highly concerning history of criminal sexual conduct. This latest incident happened early Friday morning in Bothell. Snohomish County investigators say he snuck into some family's home at the Bailey Farm Apartments. Deputies believe he chose the apartment at random and got into the home through an unlocked door. Montoya is suspected of sexually assaulting an 11-year-old child. And detectives say he took off when another child woke up and realized what was happening. Montoya was on the run for days before he was arrested yesterday and booked into Snohomish County Jail. Prosecutors say the nature of this offense is extremely predatory and feared he would attack again if a high bail was not set.
The defendant has a highly concerning history of engaging in criminal sexual conduct that dates back to October of 2023. This incident is a significant escalation in his behavior that was previously documented. I'll note that the defendant had an active bench warrant for a December 30th, 2023 incident in which he was trespassing onto neighboring properties and looking into 3 different residences.
So, Wendy R said, "Peeping Tom, there you go. You are you're a psychic."
The SpaceX crew has lifted off.
Good work, SpaceX. They said here Montoya chose the apartment at random and he got in through the home through an unlocked door. Court documents said he gained access inside through an unlocked sliding door near the 11-year-old girl's bedroom. He is suspected of essaying the young girl. Court documents state Montoya touched the girl's what can I say here? Private areas over her clothing and asked the child if she would touch him. Detectives said the suspect took off when another child in the room woke up and realized what was happening. Court documents state Montoya left the home through the sliding door. It's also stated both children immediately notified a parent in the home and called 911. I actually thought when I read this that it said, man arrested in a brothel and a home invasion essay of a child. And I was like, how would a child get into a brothel? I'm like, that's odd. is this like 2 cases in one? Like a trafficking case, and then someone broke in, discovered the trafficking, but instead of reporting it, they decided to take advantage of the situation? I was like, "That's a weird story," but that's not what happened. It was a brothel home, different place, an area. Retired Oren said, "It's hard to remember that there are good people in the world sometimes." Yeah. I think with the stories we read, it's very easy to, I don't know, just think that the whole world is doing these type of offenses. The amount of SA stories that we read are insane. What the fuck is going on here? Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to show you something, and I'm not all right, I have to preface this. Not making fun of anyone. Not making fun of anyone's lifestyle choices, nor their sexuality, nor their identity. Okay. Just, I clicked on a link and I was like, wait, what's going on here? And I was sort of shocked because I wasn't expecting to see the photo that I'm about to show you. Okay. But just very clear, we're not making fun of anyone. They're saying here an alleged trespasser being sought by Carlisle police. They're saying authorities in Pennsylvania are looking for a person involved in loitering and prowling incident from Sunday. In a release, a police photo shared a person who is accused of trespassing on someone's property early in the morning. And here's those photos. I don't know. Is that a guy? Is that a what's the word? Transgender person? Is that the correct word? Is that what that is? Is that what's going on? Because it don't look like no woman to me. That person looks like they might have a 5 o'clock shadow. Or if they are, they're having a transition in life, possibly. Is that? Yeah, is that what's going on here? It's not just me. You guys see it too. It's a male, right? It's a fella. I don't know if he is transgendered or he's a crossdresser or whatever the word you use today. I'm not sure what the difference between that old word we used to use, which is cross-dresser or transgender. I don't know if they're the same thing, or I try and say the right words so people don't get offended. Yeah, it definitely is a just the facial structure says to me it's a guy. It's the facial area, especially here. Females don't have this. It's so uncommon for a woman to have this. This is where a guy would grow like a mustache or a beard or something. It definitely looks like a dude. A dude wearing a bra, although I don't know. Could be a transgender person. Those breasts could be real. They could be real, ladies and gentlemen. That's the word. Sorry, I don't want to make any of our listeners feel uncomfortable. I am sure we have people on this channel who are I don't know the words, but you know what I mean. Like they're either LGBTQI or they're transgender peoples, or they, maybe were born one way and are a different way. There's definitely. What's this? Is this a choker? Is that what he's wearing here? Is that like an asphyxiation choker? That's almost what that looks like, right? Like a BDSM. I don't know what they call it because I don't do that, but whatever they call those things that they wear here, that's what it almost looks like to me. This is very odd. Same with the movements here. What were they doing on private property at like 3 a.m. in the morning. It doesn't give us any more details either. It just says, hey, we're looking for this person. Let me see if I can find anything else about it, because that is a little odd. Right. Authorities are looking for a person loitering and prowling from Sunday, and that's Cumberland County, PA. That's not the same one. Yeah, W. Oh, okay. They just are not giving any more information except for, if you know who this is, you should contact police. Yeah, they have an article, Local 21 News. Oh, it's the one we're already on. CBS 21. There we go. Yeah. I don't know. Photos were shared of the person who is accused of having trespassed on someone's property early in the morning. Doesn't give us a day, doesn't give us a week, a time. Yeah, I cannot find anything else about it. Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. Let me see if I put it into Twitter. Does anything come up? Not community college. Just Cumberland County. A lot of Kamala stuff about the debate. Nothing about a person caught on CCTV. Yeah, I don't see anyone else. I don't see anyone else covering this particular story, which is interesting. Although on September 10 in the same county, a man is alleged to have essayed a juvenile for several years, according to Lower Allen Township Police Department. Giovanni A. Oritz, 29, is being charged with various sex-related crimes against a minor. That's not the story we want to research, though. I cannot find anything else on these photos of what they are, where they came from, what they're for. Yeah, let me just... Yeah, odd. I guess what I'll tell you is, if you know who this is and want to call it in, and contact the Carlisle police and tell them. Catsuit and a dog collar. Definitely looks like some sort of collar. Rachel says, I think that's just a ribbon necklace maybe. They were popular in the 80s. Maybe they went to an 80s fancy dress night. That is, yeah, Rachel might be possible. Yeah, yes, we bring you the weirdest stories on this channel, but please like and subscribe. You may never come back, but please like and subscribe. All right, hold on. Let me get out of this, and I have to close a bunch of links. We've got far too many stories open. All right. All right, let's see what this other one was that we found searching the same county. Oh, that is bright. Hold on. Why do you do that to me, ABC? All right, here we go. They say a Mechanicsburg man accused of essaying teen offering money for sex. There you go. They said he's facing charges after he allegedly essayed a teenager over the span of several years. Giovanni, 29, was arrested on charges related to multiple sex crimes against a minor, including involuntary deviate, sexual assault of a child, and sexual assault, according to police. The Lower Allen Township Police received a report in October 2023 about a 14-year-old victim who was essayed multiple times between 2020 and 2022. So if it's 14 in that one, and it started in 2022, so it's like 3. So she was like 11 when it started. They're saying Giovanni was allegedly showed the child pornography and offered her sex for money. He turned himself in on July 22nd, 5 days after criminal charges were filed against him, according to police. The charges against him were waived to county court following an August 28 preliminary hearing. He has a formal arraignment set for October 21st. There's a photo of him. This guy was in your community hurting teenagers. What a disgusting man. Rachel says, I'll never understand the limited information on some cases. I know, like that photo, they're just like, we won't tell you where, we won't tell you what road, we won't tell you what day it was, what time it was, anything else. We won't tell you anything that might help us find the person. Yeah. Tell us when you actually file the charges again. What was it? Lead prosecutor could be disbarred in Colorado. Well, I hope they get someone good to refile them. Wendy says that sure ruins their teenage years. I agree. That girl is going to need a lot of help and support. All right, let's see if we can get something that's not an SA case. We've had far too many. DA Linda Stanley to be disbarred over misconduct during the Barry Morphew prosecution. Jeez. Hopefully they bring in someone who has a clue and can actually do this properly then, because they found her body, took many years, and we still don't have any court case or justice for her at all. Nothing. Not even like anything. All we have is a failed attempt a couple of years ago that they end up having to back out of due to their own stupidity. Complex cases, I understand, but they have to protect things. Yes, a person trespassing in front of a camera is a very complex case, Rachel. I'm just kidding. It is very complex. By the way, I found out, so a couple of weeks ago, someone sent me a message saying on Reddit, someone had made a thread and recommended my channel. And I was like, wow, that's really nice. I can't believe someone would do that. By the way, please don't do that if it breaks any rules or anything like that. Like if they say you can't do any self-promotion or recommendations or anything like that, please don't break people's rules, because then people will come to me and be like, you told them to do that, and I'll get in trouble. So please don't do that. But if it's allowed, sure. I found out today where it is. I didn't know for, I don't know, a week or two. I had no idea where they posted it. Anyway, I was researching a completely different case and I came across it. It's in this bizarre subreddit. And I don't know how much I can tell you about it. It's a very weird place. It's got to do with another person's channel. And it's a parody of another creator's channel, but a subreddit. And they sort of I don't know, make fun of him quite a lot on there. I had never seen it before today. The I-75 shooter, No, I don't believe there's any update. I saw earlier today that they're just basically saying they don't have an update. Here, I can show you this from Kentucky Police. Day 4 search update.
In Laurel County. I want to continue to say, and I told you yesterday, there's complaints that happen all around us in all our communities, all the counties that we work, the little municipalities, and we're going to continue to investigate these complaints. And if it's another post area, we'll help another post. If another post has to come and help us, or a sheriff's department, or a small agency, we're going to continue to work together to not just solve crimes here in Laurel County, but other jurisdictions as well. And we'll get started. The Kentucky State Police continues to assist the Laurel County Sheriff's Office with the manhunt of Joseph A. Couch. We're going on 72 hours of this manhunt. We remain committed to resolving this situation as swift and safely as possible. We extend our sincerely gratitude to all the community partners, first responders, local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies such as Fish and Wildlife, Federal Forestry Service, ATF, FBI, U.S. Marshal Service, elected officials, and also churches and local organizations that has helped us to feed us, to make sure we got plenty of stuff to drink, and all the other agencies that are helping us that sometimes don't get named, like the sheriff's departments and the city police from outside of our jurisdiction here. But I want to give a big thanks to the London City Police. The London City Police has went way above and beyond. This did not happen or occur in the city limits alone.
Every day when I see the press conference with this guy on it, I'm just like, bro, just hurry up and tell us the information. I'm just like, his press conferences are so slow and they take forever. No, I think it was feedback on a microphone, not an air horn.
London, but this is their community. This is their people. And I want to thank them and their officers. They went way and above and beyond to help us answer calls out in the county. And they've done a great and remarkable job in helping in this situation. And their public affairs officer, me and him and Deputy Orchardo, we worked well together, passing on information. I want to thank them. I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but I want to thank everybody. I'm proud to be a Kentuckian. I'm proud to be the public affairs officer from the London State Police Post. And I hope that I'm making people feel at ease. And it's hard. It's hard when people are so at fear right now that there's probably somebody out there. But I know my fellow officers and troopers and all the other people, they're working their guts out to try to find this Mr. Couch and bring us to an end. But I just want to give another thanks. I want to thank, we've had outside agencies give us access to more aircraft. So we've got, several more helicopters in the air and technology. We got the ATF and the FBI and the Marshal Services, and we've got other entities from way off from us that are in contact with us to bring their equipment here to try and help locate Mr. Couch. So I want to thank them. I want to thank the people for being patient. I know you see all this stuff on Facebook, good or bad, but people are really behind us and supporting us. They're really supporting their neighbor. They're really looking out for each other. And we want to thank them for doing that. And we encourage them to continue to check on their neighbor, to check on the.
Buddy, I will check on you if you don't hurry up and tell us the information from today. Yeah, they haven't found him. Like Rachel says, he's hiding somewhere. They are still looking for him. Don't know. We read you some text messages from him last night. You know what's funny? When you said what was that? just after I put the stream back on, we had a massive crack of thunder come down here, and I was like, "Wait, where'd that come from?" Because 2 minutes ago it was sunshine and it was a nice day. All of a sudden we got a thunderstorm coming over us right now. You can actually there's a dude mowing the airport. You guys can see it here. This is the thunderstorm about to hit me. It's coming into there. Look at that inflow band heading into the thunderstorm actually. And look at this nice another bit of inflow here, upper level. So it's progressing. But there you go. Thunderstorm coming right to me right now. Sean says he bought the gun that morning, so I don't think he fully planned it. I think he planned something. I don't know if it went to the way he thought it was going to go. I don't know. But that's a very boring update. Let me see. I reckon I can get you a better update than this. The update is basically what we said to you yesterday, that he had sent text messages to his ex-partner or his partner saying he was going to kill a lot of people, and that he said, "I'm going to try at least," but he didn't kill anyone. Everyone survived. Well, so far. And they're saying here they have put up a $25,000 reward for information with United Way, offering $10,000 in addition to $10,000 from an anonymous donor and $5,000 from a local anti-crime group. So there's a bit of a reward for his location out right now. They said the ongoing manhunt forced schools to close in multiple counties as authorities comb through acres of thick wooded areas near the city of London, which has a population of about 8,000 people near the Daniel Boone National Forest. Okay. In a press briefing on Tuesday, law enforcement officials told residents and would-be tourists in the area to suspend your activities. Don't be riding ATVs, don't be hiking. Give us some time to see if we can locate Mr. Couch in this national forest. This is not a small area. Police and canines, helicopters, drones have all been deployed to help locate him. They said many schools in the area remain closed on Tuesday, with some switching to remote learning, according to the Associated Press. The manhunt has now stretched into its fourth and probably fifth day tomorrow. Apparently, residents have been living on edge. They said, "We go home and lights go off, and we go upstairs and our doors stay locked." I would say your door should stay locked anyway. Yeah, so this is the guy they're looking for, Mr. Couch. They said they've checked culverts that go under the interstate. They have cliff beds and sinkholes and caves and creeks and rivers and dense bushland. They said he legally bought the rifle and about 1,000 rounds of ammunition hours before the shooting. The shooting took place at about 5:30 local time on Saturday. Police initially said 9 vehicles were hit by gunfire along I-75, but that number later increased to 12 vehicles. 5 people were wounded and some had very serious injuries, according to officials, including one person who was shot in the face and another who was shot in the chest. All were stable on Sunday and expected to survive. Kentucky State Police said you need to lock your doors. If you have security cameras, make sure you're constantly watching them and maybe keep your porch lights on. Officials said the search is going slowly in the densely forested region. The hunt was suspended after dark and they resume in the morning. Yeah, they said this is probably one of the most remote exits on I-75, and it is a large task to search the area. So hopefully they find him. Oh, you guys were still watching the thunderstorm. There's his photo. Hey, Evil, how are you? Your dog ate your homework. Well, that's interesting. Why did it eat your homework? All right. Hey, I was when I was researching the Honey and Barry case for our thing later this week, I came across a Canadian case that I'd never heard of before, and I spent like 3 hours last night reading all about it, and I still don't quite understand. And I want to show it to you before we go for the day. Nicole Morin, do you know this one? Um, It is from July 30, 1985, and from what I understand, she was in a high-rise apartment block. A little friend of hers had buzzed her apartment on the intercom saying, "Hey, we're gonna go swimming at the pool in the apartment complex," right? The friend was waiting down there for her, and she said, "I'll be down there in a minute. I'll meet you down there. We're gonna go for a swim." She never got down to her friend, and then the friend buzzed the apartment again and was like, "Hey, where is Nicole?" Like, she said she was coming down, she never came down. Is she still up there? Can you send her down or can I come up? And the mom's like, "What do you mean? Like, she hasn't been here in ages." And then they finally started searching for her. They've never located her ever. They have never found her, and they're not even sure what happened to her. They're not sure if someone grabbed her who lived in the apartment. They've had private investigators look into it. They've had several different missing children's organizations, look for her. They've had different types of rewards nationally for her. Nothing. Nothing. No one knows. They never found a body. They don't know what happened to her. Somehow she disappeared in her own apartment block. There's a photo of her. I'd never heard of this one until last night. Never ever. And I don't understand how a child can get out of an apartment block with a friend downstairs waiting for her who probably would have seen someone doing, something odd. I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas? Let me see if I can find like a little video that we can all watch from like Toronto police or something. Yeah, Toronto Crime Stoppers. Here we go.
It was the morning of Tuesday, July 30th, 1985, at this apartment complex on the West Mall in Toronto's Etobicoke area. On the 20th floor, a little 8-year-old girl named Nicole was at home with her mother. A few minutes before 11 a.m. that morning, a friend of Nicole's arrived at the apartment lobby and buzzed the intercom to call Nicole. The two girls had plans to go swimming at the apartment's outdoor pool. Nicole promised her friend that she would be downstairs right away, so her friend stepped inside the lobby and waited. Almost immediately, Nicole left her apartment and would make her way down the narrow hallway towards the 20th floor elevators. Except no one knows for sure how far Nicole made it down that hallway. She may have disappeared right there, steps away from her own apartment. But if she did make it towards the elevator and inside one, little Nicole never showed up on the bottom floor where her friend was waiting. After her friend had waited approximately 15 minutes, she buzzed back upstairs and asked for Nicole. Jeanette, Nicole's mother, assumed nothing of it. Kids would be kids, and riding elevators was part of play, so Nicole's mother raised no concern. Eventually, Nicole's friend left to go swimming on her own. Max Haynes started as writer for the Sun newspaper more than 30 years ago. During his time at the Sun, he had a regular Sunday column, a full-page feature about crime. Having researched, interviewed, and written about more than 2,000 crime cases, Max Haynes is an internationally known crime writer. He is the author of 25 best-selling anthologies of crime vignettes, and most recently has taken on a role with the Toronto Police acting as a volunteer consultant to their cold case squad.
In this complex that we are filming today, there was a swimming pool in the back of the building, and all the children were allowed to come and go as they wished in those days. And many of them put on their bathing suits in their apartments and went down to go for a swim and to alleviate the tremendously hot weather. It was a day much like today, a warm, sultry day in the summer. It was July 30th, 1985, when Nicole went down on an elevator to visit her friend, and they talked on the telephone, and her friend waited for her, and they missed each other. There's some evidence that Nicole did make it to the ground floor, and then nothing. To Mrs. Moran, she was devastated, of course, and she was close to hysterical. When I interviewed her, she was showing me her child's report cards from school, that sort of thing, and kept her room exactly as it was. And she was keeping the room for Nicole's return. So she believed that someday she would see her child again. You live in hope, like Mrs. Moran lived in hope that Nicole would come back and occupy her room again, like she did on a regular basis. And what can you say to these people? I mean, it's devastating to them. They are distraught, totally distraught, and will do anything to get back their child.
She didn't even get out of her own building before she disappeared. She was never seen leaving. She was never seen after walking out the door and closing it. And it's just scary. It put a fear in parents and children alike.
You know, what's interesting is in that video, they show like two different age girls. I know it's only a reenactment, but I don't know if that helps, right? This girl looks, I don't know, 12, 13, 11. Could be a tall girl for her age, but she looks like more like a teenager. When Nicole went missing, she was 8 years old. She was not like she was only a little one. She was only in like middle school or whatever they call it in Canada. I don't think she would have been that tall or look like that. At least I don't think so. Like the photos you see of her, she looks she looks little. How tall was she? Yeah, she was only 4 foot in height, 1.2 meters tall, and she only weighed 23 kilos, flat weight. So, like, she's little. She's not a. This girl weighs more like 45 kilos. Is a little taller, a little more mature. I know it's a reenactment though, but it just sort of breaks the illusion a little bit, because then later on in the same video they showed this. Where is it? This scene right here. They showed this scene right here with a little girl, like a little girl, like probably about the age of Nicole when she went missing, like a little 8-year-old. I find that a bit weird, but you know, one of the things they said in it was that there's some evidence to suggest that she did make it downstairs. Well, if she made it downstairs, how come the friend didn't see her? If there is evidence to suggest she did make it, where did she go from there? Huh. Mrs. Ping just messaged saying, "I hear the thunder." Just telling her I heard it here too. She's a little far away. She's about 30 minutes away that way. So it must be over where she is too. Yeah, I don't understand, but yeah. 4 foot and 0 inches tall, weighed 23 kilos or 51 pounds. I don't get it. I'm just trying to see if there's anything in here. This one. Yeah, this is interesting. Apparently, an unexplained note was found in the apartment on which Nicole had written in pencil a few months earlier, "I'm going to disappear." That is ominous. Although police discouraged it, Art Morin raised funds to hire a PI. He also left his job, set up an office, and searched for clues for his missing daughter in Canada and the US. He moved back in with Jeanette after Nicole's disappearance, but the couple permanently separated in 1987. They say her mother consulted with a psychic in Calgary in her own effort to locate her daughter. That's a great way to waste money. In 2004, researchers for a Belgian organization known as Foundation Princess something announced that they had tentatively matched photos of Morin seen on a Canadian police website with pictures on a Dutch website that advocates for SA children using biometrical analysis. The researchers claimed a strong resemblance between Morin and a child in a PDF file network in Amsterdam. Is Zandervoort? Is that in Amsterdam? Let's have a look. In Holland? Yes, Holland. Zandvoort. Zandvoort. There we go. Apparently they reckon that she may have matched a thing on a PDF file network in Europe. Rachel says, I was just thinking that the friend would have seen her. 100%. Oh, they both passed away. How sad. I hate when that happens in these type of true crime cases where the parents never find out what happened. Maybe they do now know what happened to her in the afterlife. If that's a real thing. How sad that they don't know. All right. All right. All right. Why can't we get back to our page? There we go. All right. I just want to check here and see if anyone has any bright ideas. So apparently police did check the apartments in that apartment block. They accessed every apartment and found nothing. Apparently they drilled into locks of apartments with no one home to make sure they could check it to see if she was in there, and they didn't find anything. I'm just trying to see if interesting. I don't know. You get a lot of kooky people on Reddit posting random theories as if they know. Yeah, both her parents are passed. Let's have a look. Yeah, her mother Jeanette died in 2007. Apparently her father is still alive. Unless he died recently. I'm just trying to see. So, yeah, her mother died many years ago, but I see her father was still alive recently. His name is Art Morin, and he did a. So up until 2015, I see that he was alive, but I don't see anything recently for him. Let's see. I see something from 2022, but I'm not sure I see anything to do with him on that day at all. I don't know, maybe you're right, Gambler. Maybe it's been in the news in Canada. Oh, I know her mum definitely has. I just can't find anything on her dad. Rachel says, I wonder if she was trafficked. Well, if you believe the European, whatever they're called, what are they called? Some child advocacy group from Europe who used biometric data to match her to photos found in Europe, that they said that there is a strong resemblance between Morin and a child in a pedophile network in Holland. You know how hard it would be to get a child outside of Canada with no one knowing? It'd be so hard. Maybe in the 80s it would be easier, but nowadays, imagine being a child in Europe and not having ID. Like, that would be extremely hard. I mean, I'm sure there's people who give fake ID, but now it's their tentatively match. Okay, let me see. What are they called? Foundation. I can't even pronounce half of it, but looks Italian. Can we translate this? Is it in? They may have also just been using Nicole's case for you know, for credit. Yeah, I can't really find anything else, which is very sad. Yeah. That's it. That's all I have. We're gonna get out of here. Private plane, maybe. Gambler, how do you pronounce that town? Eto Bicoke? I don't know. It sounds like something that Slimer from Ghostbusters would drink as a drink. Rachel says, no clues or trace is discouraging that it will ever be solved. Hey, there was girls kidnapped, you know, in the last couple of decades where they just had nothing. They were like, what happened to them? And eventually they were found. So it happens. All right. Yeah. Eto Biko. Okay. There you go. Gambler tells you how to do it. Okay, we're going to get out of here. I hope you had a good debate night, whatever that does for you. I hope your side won, whichever side that is. And I hope you have lots of people to argue with online about stuff that doesn't matter. Vote for whoever you want to vote for, as long as you think it represents you. Ping couldn't care less who you vote for. Sean, thank you very much for your donation, along with Betty C earlier today. I very much appreciate both of them. It is a long week doing this every day, so I very much appreciate it. Although I love being here, and I love seeing everyone every single day. But those people who help with donations very much help. They help contribute and keep the channel on the air. So very kind of you. Wendy says, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here. All right, I'm going to get out of here. It's been a long show, just over 2 hours, 2-hour live stream. So we're going to get out of here. I'm going to go get some lunch. I am so hungry. And I'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. There is no debate on. We can have a normal day. We can have an early show and a late show. And I will see you tomorrow. Moonlight View, thank you. Thanks for all your help. Good night. See you later. Bye-bye.